buongiorno a tutti. No fallo italiano, y questo is in English now. So hopefully you understand what I'm telling you. If not, I think there are translators also outside. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to introduce you to our idea of our innovation store that we implemented in Germany last year. I'm very happy here to be at this BricoDay, especially since I'm loving Milano, I have to tell you. Believe it or not, I asked my wife in a little cozy restaurant here whether she wants to marry me or not. So you can imagine how much I'm passionate to your city. And the good thing is she said yes. So, but that's nothing to do with the Innovation Store. I love to present you some findings, and I would like to start on the idea and how we developed it and in which way we identify in which way the Innovation Store should go. So Innovation Store, thank you for invitation, Julia, and thank you for your introduction. We are the institute, and we are coordinating everything there, and we are the guys for the analysis. So that's what is our business in this project. But let me jump into the issue. If you consider here now the home improvement market in Europe, and I've extracted the European data from the EU27 from our DIY report Europe, we can see that unfortunately the numbers, the blue ones, are going down. Turnover is falling. Turnover is falling over the years, and we see half of it is the DIY assortment, 13% is gardening, the building material represents 36%. So that was our first situation, okay? We have to face that turnover is going down. I think, Julia, you have presented this also for Italy before, and I think we have a kind of similar situation in Germany. So coming from that point, we thought, okay, if we want to go to the future, we want to find solutions for the future, we have to find new ways to attract people, and to attract people, we have to understand what are their needs, what are their trends currently, and I guess this may be the same, and thank you for the presentation before. I think it outlines it from Brico Center. The e-commerce activities in Germany were also rushing very much up. You see here last year we passed 40 billion euro in the German retail industry, and it affects the market. We have calculated the future development to the year 2020, we're expecting more than 100 billion euro in retail generated on the online channel. So this has an impact. This has also an impact for the players in the DIY sector. So that was the first trend that we have to consider, so the e-commerce development. Along with this, and we see here, we will expect 23% of the whole market will be represented here. Along with this, we then have to see, okay, what do the consumers? The consumers have shown us in different surveys that we run over the years that they are already used to multi-channel activities. So we have here the stationary shop and the online shop, for example, for Germany, illustrated. You can, as a customer, walk in the online shop and try to inform yourself before buying it on the stationary shop, or vice versa. Or you go into the shop, and you said, okay, no, I don't want to buy it right now. Maybe I want to go on the internet, and maybe I want to have something different, or another product, whatever. So in this both directions, there are many more, of course, in the channels people can walk. And we have identified this, and we can see here, out of a non-food board in Germany, more than 30%, more than every third board was, let's say, prepared in the online channel. So online for us, which was our identification, is the new online, is a no showrooming. We see here the values from 2008 to 2013, they jumped up. We've seen the same now in this year where we repeated the study again, even higher values. On the other way, if people buy in a stationary shop and want to jump to the online shop, we see here this number is coming down. So we have two messages. First, the importance of the online shop. Second, people are used to switch channels, to cross-channel behavior. These were the situation that we had to face, and there were, of course, many more market trends that we had to consider. Growth rates in retail were not so good. The whole digitalization topic is, of course, of a big challenge for lots of companies. We have the situation, you may have seen it in the television as well, in Germany. We are very old. we are getting less. So we're trying to, looks like we are disappearing if we don't have, let's say, new refugees or whatever coming over and to make our country a little bit more multicultural. This is a development that is already ongoing. So these are all issues that we had to face when we started thinking, how can we try to find a way how innovation can be supported, can support retail in normal business. And that is the starting point where we were. We thought, okay, how can we really implement such a new idea in an ongoing retail shop? Knaber is a mid-cap company, 100 million euro turnover a year, so not such that big, but we had here a big box, and unfortunately a retailer that was looking forward to the future and understood that something has to be changed. And the idea behind was, how can we implement this all together in a group? And the new thing actually was getting together on a table, getting together the supplier, the upper one, getting together the retailer, which is Knaber in this case, getting together analysis, which was represented by us, and of course the customers. We all wanted to understand how can we attract the customer in the future, how can we ensure an added value for the customer in the future, and so on. So the idea was to implement kind of a living laboratory for innovations. We wanted to test, we wanted to analyze, and at the end of the day, it was not an academic discussion. We really wanted to drive the business of this company. So that is our approach, and that was the idea behind. Can we implement such new innovation to start? And if you start, you need, of course, partners. Very, very easy. We began the acquisition end of 2013, mid of the year. We had our founding partners, and you see here, there's a mixture of different products that were represented in this innovation store. And all these founding partners, we got also some supporters from the digital technological view, also from the furniture. As you can see here, they supported our idea, and we said, okay, we want to implement the innovation store. So in the word innovation store, you already realized the word innovation. Now the question is, what's innovation? How can we generate innovation? We were discussing in our workshops, what do we understand from it? And we are research guys. Of course, what we say is, we ask the customers. We go there, we enter the market, and we will right away have the answer from the people that we meet there, the people that are visiting this shop. And you can not imagine how helpful it was to speak to these customers. So many information, you will see it. It's in German, of course, since these are German representatives and visitors. But you don't need to speak German to understand this grateful support that we got from the customers, where we're expecting some ideas on innovation. So the question was, what do you associate with innovation? And we got answers.
Anregung.
Suggestions. Oh.
Ich weiß gar nicht wirklich, was das bedeutet.
I have no clue what it means.
Kann ich im Moment sogar tatsächlich keine Antwort darauf geben. Also
at the moment, I'm not able to answer you something. I have no clue about that. So, and it goes further. So we ask lots of them, younger, older, female, male. Again, here another example.
Ja, ist was Gutes. Also,
it's something good innovation. Oh.
Ja, ist was Gutes.
No, that's good.
Ja,
Sounds good.
sind wichtig und zukunftsweisend, und ja, ich bin immer neugierig auf neue Entwicklungen.
I'm very curious on new developments. So you see, we got really great support of the customers out there. And here's another example.
Dinge zu erfahren, neue Produkte zu sehen,
new products,
sich inspirieren zu lassen.
I want to be inspired. Oh, first hint, inspiration.
Neue Dinge, die die Menschheit oder die Leute begeistern.
Sehr wichtig und inspirierend.
New stuff that excites the people. I need something that is inspiring. So, okay, what to do? Problem is, how can we implement this innovation thing? It's hard. The customer is not helpful. He's thankful. That is important. So we have to find the right innovation for the customer side. And so we discussed it. We discussed it in our workshop. We thought about it. What kind of innovation can we can we present via this innovation store? We were discussing about new products, talking about sustainability before. The sustainable dole, for example, was coming from Fisher, or turf-free sole for female gardening activities, different product innovations. But the question was also, how can we also develop the service character with innovations? How can we use technical possibilities to generate innovation and trends and so on? So we started, let's say, in a very scientific way to approach the topic. And what was the result? After, we decided, okay, in the first quarter of 2014, in which direction it should go. And in September last year, we opened the innovation store in a real living laboratory, in a real retail outlet next to Cologne, in a city called Pulheim. And you can already see here on the photos, it's not the typical DIY store that we know, especially that we know in Germany, with a very traditional way of retailing. So, and the question is now, what can we find there, and how have we implemented this? We defined, since no one was understanding innovation, we were talking about trends afterwards. We defined a trend center in the shop. This is a big box, as you can see here, and in the upper mid part of the shop, a little bit on a gallery, we implemented this kind of trend center where different boxes were implemented there, where the suppliers were able to, or are able to present their new products, new approaches, new ideas, new services, and so on. Along with this gallery, which we called trend center, in the shop, we also positioned different trend points. So they were on the sales area. We found points that we positioned there right away to the assortment, right away to the sales staff, in order to use these innovations for increasing turnovers or increasing numbers of purchases. So that was the approach. So now you're asking me, okay, what kind of innovation have you run there? What kind of activities have you done there? And one example, for example, is the Alpina 3D Color Designer. The Alpina 3D Color Designer is, first of all, a dark room. A dark room. You enter the dark room in the mid of the sales area, and you have the possibility, via a terminal, to combine colors, wallpapers, and floors on a digital way in order to get a feeling what could fit, which floor fits to which color on the wall, to which wallpaper, and so on. They cooperated here together with AS Création, who's wallpaper producer, and you may know it, possibly. So here is something, you get into a black room, and you can really try. You can try what could look like well in my house, what maybe not could not be maybe so nice. And it was really a support for the sales area in the field of painting and wallpaper department. Another example was our 3D printing service that was implemented. It was the first retailer implement this kind of 3D printing. Mainly, people wanted to print themselves. It was interesting. For us, we started with the idea, okay, people may think they want to print spare parts. Something is, you were talking about repairing stuff. So if digital things or little things were wrong, were not working anymore, maybe by printing it, I can repair stuff. So the spare part was one thing that we expected to be the most important one. It was not. It was emotionalization. Believe it or not, people came to this shop or to this outlet and traveling more than 100 kilometers. More than 100 kilometers to meet there, to print something, and mostly people wanted to print themselves. Two anecdotes, for example, there were a little young couple who wanted to marry. They thought, okay, it would be nice if we would be on the cake with our real bodies, and so therefore they printed their bodies to put it on the wedding cake afterwards. Another case was there was an old woman with a very, very old dog, and the dog seemed to die in the near future. So she wanted to print this little dog in order to make sure she has something to remember. Yeah, you're laughing, but these person are coming to a DIY shop. We have never expected such a person over there. And so you can imagine this has opened new traditions. To give you a feeling, that's me. It's the mini-me, it's the mini-Bo, as we said, it's my person. I was also printed over there. If you want, you can have a look at how heavy it is. Yeah? Take it and give it around. You will be surprised. It's, I asked my wife whether she wants to have me in front of her. She said, no, you're coming that often, it's enough. So I gave it to my secretary. Now every day this person is looking at the secretary. No, kidding. Of course not. But it gives a feeling how different these things can be used, for example. So this is the 3D printing point. This was really in the area of hardware. Second was our trend center. We had 240 square meters, a laboratory there, where we met with the customers, where we positioned and presented new ideas, new innovations from the suppliers. And I also give you some examples here. I think Julia has already mentioned this in her presentation. You know the Oculus glasses? Do you like gaming, online gaming possibly? If you like it, very often a heavy user use Oculus glasses to play in a three-dimensional world. So you move and you really feel like you're in a different world. Here, this technology has been used for a very easy problem. The situation is, in this outlet here, near to Cologne, they don't have room solutions. But the company itself is offering it in a different outlet, 50 kilometers away. So it is kind of hard for a customer, if he is looking for this kind of individual room solutions, to travel 50 kilometers. So now the idea is, you just switch on these glasses, and in the moment you switch it on, or you put it on, in the moment you are in the outlet in the other city. And you can watch and you can check the individual room solutions over there. So it's kind of like, some of you may know it from Enterprise. Scotty, beam me away. Someone is really beamed to a different outlet. Totally new approach. And of course, we are developing. It's all about innovation. It's an experiment at the end of the day. We used feedback terminals on every innovation. I don't want to show you because I'm running out of time. I don't want to show you. You feel free to visit also the website, and you will see what kind of innovation have been implemented. Every innovation has its own feedback terminal, so that we can get a feedback on how people think it's helpful, is it useful, can I use it for me, do I understand the innovation, and so on. So this was very important, let's say, to not only present stuff, but also to get direct feedback on it. And we also use digital signage, for example, to lead the people in that direction, or we use it also for more information on the products. We have implemented, and it was also funny, everyone is talking about iBeacon, so we had thought, okay, we have to implement iBeacon as well. Our problem is the Germans are a little bit more scary than in other markets, I guess, because the privacy on their smartphone is that strong that iBeacon really not works that well yet. This may change with younger people, as we have seen, who are much more open-minded to this. So this has also something to do with the future. We were talking about cross-channel activities of the customers, and I think you guys have also from BricoCenter have also presented this before. We have here the same situation. How can we prolong, let's say, the shelf into a virtual shelf, as you see it here in the photo? How can we provide more information by using the tablets on the places? How can we really use maybe your smartphone in order to get information? And here, for example, it was also funny. Everyone is talking about QR codes, and so it's easy to use. Or in the cases where we had products that were more dedicated to older people, they asked us in the survey, excuse me, what is QR code? So all the ideas maybe were running in the wrong direction because we haven't understood the customers in the right direction, in the right way. So it's all about understanding customer needs, customer behavior, and the added value that customers are looking for. That is the idea of the Knauber Innovation Store. And we have done a lot of analysis with customer events where we invited the people, where we discussed about the products. You can see here some on the pictures. Some of the companies have presented there, and they wanted direct feedback from the users, and it was really interesting because sometimes the visitors gave new innovations to the suppliers in terms of ideas that how they could, let's say, optimize their products and so on. So this is now 1 year of activities that we are running on the Knauber Innovation Store. The response in the market was pretty good. Very often we were mentioned. We had visitors even from the United States who wanted to see this shop and so on. So for us it was a very interesting case, an example on how together we can develop new ideas, we can develop new learnings, we can develop more insights on the specific customers that we are looking for and looking to. After all, we were very happy that the German Federation also awarded this shop by giving it the Innovation Award. It was the first time ever that this award was implemented. But it has shown us that there is a need within this industry to go and to force these ideas towards how can a retail and DIY retail in specific look like in the future. Our process or our project is planned for 3 years, so at least we will also go on until end of 2016. We will see if we will forward this as well. For us, first of all, it was a very interesting case, and I can all who is interested invite you. We do really strategic meetings, workshops together with external people in order to, let's say, develop all the idea. And if you are interested in visiting this or using this for potential internal sales activity or whatever, you're very welcome to visit us here. So this gives you an overview in 20 minutes, I guess, about the Knauber Innovation Store. It was much more that we did there, but maybe on other areas, other channels in the internet, for example, you get more information. Thank you very much for the moment.